So he turns on the light. He goes down to the apartment. He turns on the light. Right now he's mapping out the area. See, he's shaking his head, mapping it out. How we gonna make this work? Hannah comes in. She starts scratching her ear, like, oh man. See, they're trying to map it out. Like, how we gonna make this work? See, he's see on his face. Listen.
You wanna call your parents and ask them?
Let me stop it here. So that's the first thing that he says. He goes down into the basement, his mom's basement, and he's walking down. And the first thing he's trying to do, he's trying to see how this is gonna work. You know, he hasn't. Of course, he has his own place, so he's not always in his mom's house. You know, he doesn't know like what his mom moved into the basement. You know, I think maybe the same video as this, or maybe it was the previous video. She was like she has to move some stuff out, and you know what I mean, get things acquainted for them. Maybe it was the same video of this. But right now they're both in the basement and stuff, and they're just trying to map out how they're gonna make this work. And then he's looking around, you know, he's looking around. He sees Hannah. Hannah's in there. She's scratching her head like, dang, how we gonna do this? You know, he could see on her face that she's uncomfortable. So that he's uncomfortable too, because he's like, dang, this is not gonna work. You know what I mean, for all of us. And or just he's just trying to envision his life like, dang, how am I gonna make this work, you know? And the first thing he says is, you wanna ask your parents? They could, you know, we could stay with them or something like that. Like he knows, like, this is reality. Like people are just desensitized to issues, to people's sorrow, to people's misfortune, you know, because don't get me wrong, a lot of it is on him, because once he got his money, his ego inflated. He had this overinflated ego. He you know, was flashing money, bought the new truck, moved out you know, he was making a lot of money moves. You know, this is chess, not checkers, bro. Life is checkers, not chess, not checkers, bro. Because it's you have to make strategic moves when you have power, when you have money, when you have success. You have to make strategic moves, because money is a resource, believe it or not. Like gold was a resource, like silver was a resource. Like, you know what I mean? We traded all those, you know, raw materials and stuff like that for paper currency and stuff. So we still got to use it as such, you know. It's a resource, you know, and how you spend your resources is on you, determined by you, but not only just by you, by the factors where you live. There's a lot of different variables that determines, you know, how you use and how you spend your resources, you know. But at the end of the day, you only got a limited amount of resources, depending on, you know what I mean, X, Y, and Z. His journey, his life is he built his resources on a YouTube income, you know, not a what do you call it, a typical 9 to 5 where you're signing a W-2 and stuff, you know. And yeah, so he's looking around, he's trying to map this out, and it's not gonna work. So and it's the titles of these videos, it's very telling, you know, and especially on Hannah's channel too. I might go to Hannah's channel and just show you guys what I'm talking about, because the titles themselves, they speak a thousand words. After today, nothing feels the same. After today, nothing feels the same. I don't think he released these videos the day that he recorded these videos. You know what I mean? There's a lot of editing that has to go on, a lot of editing out that has to go on. You know, there's a lot that has to go on into these videos. So my guess is when he did release this video, that video was recorded days, maybe a week prior. You know what I mean, to the releasements. You know, and no, I wouldn't say days or weeks. I would say, yeah, I'm about to say days. I want to say a week. I'll say a day or two in advance, or yeah, before they release. Probably prior to their release. My bad. My linguistics is getting pretty tired. But yeah, Dontay, you'll be back. You got the subscribers. You'll be back. It's gonna take a little. It won't take too long. Once you start releasing some videos and stuff like that, you'll get that traction back. But it has to come with some great content. I see growth, and what I see is going to be, he'll come back, but when he comes back, he's good. You know, he's stable. It's gonna be a lot of reflecting. It's gonna be a lot of reflecting, which is perfect, which is fine. I think he's trying to get his life together as far as like just working, get stability. His mom's not gonna charge him, money, so he ain't gotta worry about, what I mean, trying to pay the rent and stuff like that. Just stack your bread up, bro. Stack your bread up, and get your wife back, get your life back. I think he learned a lot of lessons. I think him and Hannah are still in contact. You know what I mean? They're just falling on hard times. I don't think Hannah's parents is gonna let him stay. I don't think he's staying with Hannah's parents at all. I just think that Hannah's probably gonna be doing her own thing too. It's like they're gonna come back stronger. I think Hannah, they're married. I don't think they're gonna get a divorce or anything like that. I think they just fell on hard times, especially if they explain to the parents and his parents that look, we made a lot of bad decisions, and bad choices, but he learned a lesson, and he has to learn a lesson. This kind of stuff like this can humble a person, it should humble a person. It scared the hell out of him, and he's not done. He still has to face, pay the collections and all that. So it's just not like a one and done lesson. This is a lesson that's going to be dragged out. It's going to be dragged out. It's a good reminder to him, of the mistakes. A lot of mistakes that probably made in the past. He probably didn't. It was a one and done for him. He could break up with a woman and not feel any remorse. So whoever, I mean, who cares? They move on. But these kind of lessons right here, especially if these kind of lessons can jeopardize your marriage that you love, and you love this. This woman never gave up on you yet. So it could jeopardize that. Look, she's in the basement with you right now, bro. Right now, scratching her ear, trying to figure this out with you, bro. So I wouldn't put any doubt on Hannah, because Hannah always has been a ride or die. But Dontay, just grow, bro. This is your chance to grow. You have a loving mother that actually wants this, and she's willing to put herself in debt just to get you out of debt. And you can't just be using people as resources, bro. You can't use people as resources, bro. Don't do that. Better yourself, better your life, and I'll see you when you back, bro. And you gonna take over when you back, bro. You gotta do good things, bro, when you back. And when you come back, bro, just keep your job and just keep, you know what I mean? Keep doing your thing on YouTube. Success has to be sustained, bro. It has to be retained, sustained, and everything else, bro. Grow, bro. Grow. Don't just taste success, bro. Stay in that shit, bro. God bless.